Hi everyone, we are group number 6. We are going to discuss about what are the opportunities and challenges in biotechnology. Okay, so my name is THIVYA KARTHIGAYAN and my student ID is SB20090.
Hi everyone, I'm Chucky E, and my student ID is SB20081.
Hi everyone, my name is CHENG and my student ID is SB20057.
Hi everyone, my name is SITI NATASHA MOKHTAR and my student ID is SB20079.
Hope you guys enjoy our TV show. Thank you. Hi everyone, welcome to our TV show program, The Biotech. Today we are here to discuss about what are the opportunities and challenges in biotechnology. Before entering into our show, let me introduce myself. I am THIVYA, the moderator for today's discussion about the opportunities and challenges in biotechnology. Moreover, I will also join the discussion today as one of the speakers. Today, we will have a discussion together with three guests who are going to join us soon in the show. So without delaying more, let's welcome our guests. Welcome to our TV show. Hi everyone, nice to meet you all. So please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hi everyone, I'm Chucky E.
Hi everyone, my name is SITI NATASHA MOKHTAR.
Hi everyone, my name is CHENG.
Okay, so now we are going to discuss about our topic, which is what are the opportunities and challenges in biotechnology. As I said before, I am going to begin this entire discussion as the first speaker of today's show. So my point will be about the opportunities in biotechnology. Now I'm going to start present. There are a lot of opportunities in biotechnology field. So among all of them, I choose a point which is biotechnology creates opportunity to develop agriculture field. What is agriculture? Agriculture is the science and art of cultivating plants and livestock. Agriculture was the key development in the rise of sedentary human civilization, whereby farming of domesticated species created food surpluses that enables people to live in cities. For decades, agriculture has been associated with the production of essential food crops. Therefore, agriculture by technology is a collection of scientific techniques used to develop plants, animals, and microorganisms. Biotechnology enables improvements that are not possible with the traditional crossing of related plant species alone. So, agriculture by technology is better results than traditional techniques. Moving on to the next point, agriculture by technology also helps in maintaining the stability and fertility of the soil. High-yielding seeds considerably enhance the productivity potential and provide resistance from adverse environmental stress such as drought and salinity. So why it is important to develop agriculture field? Agriculture field plays an important role in many regions, such as food supply for medicine, clothing, to create job opportunities, and also being part of as a government income for the country, and also contributes in the business that allows the growth of other industries such as farming industry, chemical industry, and food industry. So let's talk about this in detail. Agriculture is the world's leading source of food items, so we need food to survive. Therefore, agriculture needs to be developed using latest technology and science. We can say that as agriculture by technology, in order to produce more food and variety of quality products. Moreover, biotechnology also plays an important role in agriculture field to produce medicine. For example, there are the pain enzyme which is obtained from the fruit papaya that is one of the product of agriculture biotechnology. This terpene is used as an enzyme that is organic, and it is used as a substitute for indigestion for one of the digestive enzymes, especially useful for the elderly and sick. So that we can see there is a benefit and advantage of applying the biotechnology in agriculture field. Biotechnology already plays an important role in the textile industry, where the enzymes are used routinely to wash and bleach the textiles to give jeans and denim look or to prevent the wool from shrinking. So a new wave of technology could take this a step further, and not only by producing food supply, medicine, and products such as clothes. Agriculture development also creates a lot of job opportunities. Construction of irrigation schemes, drainage system, as well as others such activities in agriculture sector is important as it provides larger employment opportunities. The agriculture sector provides more employment opportunity for the labor force, and this in return reduce the high rate of unemployment in developing countries caused by the fast-growing population. Since agriculture employs many people, it contributes to economic development. As a result, the nation income level as well as people's standards of living is improved. Moving on to the next point, what does biotechnology contribute in developing agriculture field? By using a lot of new scientific techniques and methods in agriculture field, biotechnology helps to save costs, save energy, save time, preserve natural resources, reduce waste, and heal and cure the nature. Lastly, I would like to discuss about how biotechnology develops agriculture field. And as I said before, a lot of new scientific techniques and methods are being applied in agriculture field in order to develop this field to the next level. So to say more about this, genetic engineering, which is also known as rDNA technology, is one of the techniques used today uh, in the agriculture field for the insect control, weed management, water use efficiency, nitrogen use efficiency, and salinity tolerance, and etc., which helps us to grow our crops with less pesticide and under difficult abiotic stress conditions. And tissue culture is another method, which is the regeneration of plants in the laboratory from disease-free plant sprouts. This method allows for the reproduction of disease-free planting materials for the crops. Example of crops produced using tissue culture contains citrus, pineapples, avocados, mangoes, bananas, and etc. So we do have a lot of other techniques and methods such as somatic hybridization, embryo rescue, and vaccination. And moving on to the next technique, which is known as molecular gene marker. It is a kind of technique that is used to identify a particular sequence of DNA in a pool of unknown DNA. And furthermore, we do also have micropropagation, which is one of the tools of tissue culture used to increase the growing stock of required plant material rapidly. And lastly, we have molecular diagnostic, which is also one of the new scientific technique used in agriculture biotechnology field. So that's all for my part today. And for more information, I would like to share a QR code which is given in the screen here. So you can scan this code to look at more YouTube videos regarding the agriculture biotechnology. Hope it will help you. And I end this session. Thank you. Okay. So now let us continue with the next speaker. Let us invite the speaker two, who is Kitty. Hi, Kitty.
Hi. Thank you very much to our moderator, and also I would like to thank because being invited to be one of the speaker in this TV show to share my point on the opportunities and the challenges in biotechnology. So, in my opinion, biotechnology is an emerging sector, and no doubt it is emerged at a fast pace with lots of potential yet to be fully exploited, and to be specific, in the field of medical or healthcare. So one of the major topic for our today TV show is the opportunities in biotechnology. And my point is the advancement in medical biotechnology, we have the opportunity to discover new treatment to diseases so that we can increase the efficacy in terms of the cure rate, which is we have higher chance to be cured from a disease, as well as the recovery period where a patient requires lesser time to be fully recovered from a disease. So discovery of new treatment, basically we can divide it into two parts, where the first part is manufacture of new bioactive molecules, pharmaceutical drugs and healthcare products, and the second is development of new or existing techniques to treat disease. So to elaborate more on my first point, which is the manufacture of pharmaceutical drugs, as you all know, there is an outbreak, the pandemic COVID-19, that spread throughout the whole world. The best way to eradicate this disease is by producing vaccine. And why do we need all these medicine, drugs, and vaccine? Actually, they are very important as they are used to activate our immune system so that we can fight against these infection agents such as bacteria or virus, so that we can get back our healthy again. Next example would be monoclonal antibody to treat cancer. So monoclonal antibody similarly, it helps our immune system by recognizing the malignant or cancer cell that in our body, and it destroy it. So this is how a cancer patient is being treated. Now let's move on to the second point, which is the development of new or existing techniques. So as there are a lot of research and trials ongoing, for example, like gene therapy and also therapeutical cloning. In gene therapy, we are actually using the technology of recombinant DNA, where we are producing genetically modified, or we also known it as genetically engineered DNA. Actually, this recombinant DNA, we are producing them by to replace defective gene, or we are using this DNA to insert new gene into human body. Let's take back the example about the cancer we just mentioned before this. So cancer in general is due to the gene mutation in our body. So by using the gene therapy method, we can modify the mutated gene by either removing the defective part, or we also can silence gene expression of the mutated gene. So this is how gene therapy is used in treating a certain disease or some cancer. And next example is therapeutic cloning, which is very important in stem cell research. This stem cell research is require lots of time and also trial, and it is still an undergoing process, which needs a lot of research to prove it is working. And for information, stem cell is a very special cell found in our body. They are undifferentiated, which means these cells, we can later differentiate them to become various types of cell we wanted. Let me give you an example. A man has lost his arm in a severe car accident, and by utilizing this therapeutic cloning stem cell, we have the opportunity, we are possible to regenerate back his limb by cloning stem cell. So what we do is we obtain stem cell from the bone marrow from the patient itself, and we later differentiate it to become specific cell types, and in this case we are regenerating the arm of the patient. So one very important advantage in cloning stem cell is we are using back the patient's own cell or own tissue, which means this greatly minimizes the possibility of cell or tissue or even organ rejection, which is a very common case that can occur in this kind of clinical treatment. So in short, I could conclude that biotechnology, especially in medical or healthcare field, it's really have a large potential and has a lot of opportunities. So that's what I can share from for opportunity in biotechnology. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Kitty, for your point of view. So we can conclude that based on the points given by our speaker, opportunities to discover in new treatment, such as like manufacturing new pharmaceutical drugs, for example, vaccine, monoclonal antibody, and we can also develop new or existing techniques to treat the disease, for example, like gene therapy and stem cell research. So these are the overall topic of what our speaker was talking about just now. So thank you for sharing your point. Okay, now we are going to continue with our next speaker, who is Natasha.
Okay, hello everyone. Thank you to the moderator, and I'm so grateful to be one of the speakers to give my opinions on challenges in the biotechnology. It will be interesting to discuss this hot topic. Okay, as we know, biotechnology feels quickly changing from time to time and expeditious. The rate of creating new technologies is surpasses the regulatory adoptions and change, which leads to the major issues that faced by the biotech. This can be clearly seen from the development that give effect to the human lives through the food and drugs from what we consume in our daily lives. Therefore, the rules of issues such as patenting genetic discoveries, development of new drugs constantly changing. Recently, the genomic and advanced technological advances poses a serious threat to the humans and environmental in general. So, I think the challenges in biotechnology is societal concerns. Okay. There is some societal concerns which related to this biotechnology. Firstly, the environmental harm, which concern all people broadly against the genetically modified organisms, or also, we can also call it as GMOs. Okay, this is because the GMOs causes super pests, where the insects creating resistance to the poisons in GM insect resistance crops. Secondly, the production of laboratory safety, since it's quite difficult to protect them if they did not know what exactly they are working with. So like an example, if like the coronavirus, right? So we really didn't know what we dealing with, because we didn't know how much it will affect, how much it will give the bad effects to us, if we, even though we have followed their rules, like wearing the PPEs and something. Okay, and then it will become worse when all the new technologies is not test before the it's not test for safety before the production. So like coronavirus, right? For example, if the biotech did not test the technologies to reduce the coronavirus, so I think it will give the bad effects to the workers, to the technicians, and so on. And also, it is also created another problem with the safety of the technicians. Like I mentioned, even though they already followed the rules, but sometimes it comes from the touch, right? So we didn't know. Okay, and my third point is bioterrorism, also one of the societal concerns, which is a dauntingly overwhelming number of biological toxins and infectious organisms that could be used to attack humans, animals, and also plants. The most probable biothreats for humans group in all branches of the microbial kingdom. So I give an example, like in the microbial kingdom, there is the bacteria, okay, kingdom of bacteria, which is the example is anthrax, and the next one viruses, which is dengue fever and influenza, and also fungi, for example coccidioidomycosis. Okay, and for my last point, okay, I think ethical issues also one of the societal concerns. It is because besides the old controversy of cloning genes being sacrilegious, many ethical questions stem on the suitableness of licensing genetic inventions and many other IP issues. Furthermore, the development of genes from scratch translate to the fact that at some point in time, we might be able to create life from a chemical soup, which will go against the religious or ethical beliefs of a sizable number of people. So I think even though biotech gives a lot of benefit, for example, like in the agriculture, but I think we have to consider the effect to the human's life also. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, so based on our speaker three, we can conclude that even though there are opportunities in biotechnology, there are also challenges in biotechnology like environmental harm, GMO cause superpests, production or laboratory safety, and bioterrorism, and even the overwhelming number of biological toxins and infectious. So these are the points given by speaker Natasha. So now let's welcome our last speaker, who is Jing Cheng.
Hi everyone, thanks moderator. I'm so honored to be invited to this show to share my view on the challenges of biotechnology. In my perspective, I think that biotechnology definitely carry higher and more risk than other scientific fields. It's probably because the microbes are tiny and it is way too difficult to detect it. Therefore, the dangers and the negative effect are potentially vast and should not be overlooked. However, the people nowadays seldom reach a consensus on a high level of risk, as this is such a controversial issue. The basis for the classification is the level of the possible harm, and it is such a key component for the food market, such as food products, environment, agriculture, and the human health. It is undeniable that our greatest concern often being expressed about the risk of biotechnology to human health, which derive from the diet of food products, which often being expressed from the genetic modified crops. This is particularly the case where the novel genes have been transferred to the crops from organisms that is not normally used in food or animal feed products. There are lots of people who oppose to the genetic engineering suggest that this might lead to the introduction of the previously unknown allergens to the food chain. The controversy was sparked when a gene from a Brazil nut was successfully being transferred into a variety of soya, which was being developed from a Brazil nut, which was being developed for the animal feed. So that it was confirmed that the allergenic properties of the Brazil nut were expressed in the soya. However, the counter-argument was that this case demonstrates the effectiveness of the scientific testing for safety. The allergens was specifically tested for during the development process, and because of the positive results, the product was never developed for commercial use. Therefore, scientists further arguing that the structures and the characteristics of the known allergens are well documented. And testing for possible new allergens is therefore relatively easier. Another fear about the food safety is the possible production of toxic compounds, which resulting from the genetic modification crops. Scientists argues that by introducing one or a few well-defined genes into crop, the toxicity testing is way easier for the genetic modified crops. In traditional breeding, the entire genomes or parts of the chromosome are transferred, and this often requires a lengthy breeding process to remove the undesirable gene from the variety being developed. Last but not least, the major concern for food safety is the use of biotechnology resistant, where we call it as markers genes, in a genetic transformation process. Some of the antibiotics used for this purpose are still used to treat the human illness, and there is a concern that the resistance to the antibiotics could be transferred to human and animals through the diet and the feed products. However, there is no evidence of this so far has emerged, and it is luckily scientists have now developed the technique to remove these marker genes before the crops are developed for our commercial use. In short, I think that biotechnology is having a big challenges where public and the expert are often debated on the application of biotechnology, especially regarding the risk of the genetic modified crops. That's all from me.
All right. So based on our speaker's view, it is clear that not only biotechnology have the negative impact like environmental harms, bioterrorism, it also has negativity like people oppose the genetic engineering, suggest that this might lead to the introduction of previously unknown allergens into the food chain. So another point is the counter argument was that this case demonstrated the effectiveness of scientific testing for safety. So we can know that the people are also not agree with the application of new biotechnology techniques. And food safety, the use of antibiotic resistant genes and markers in the genetic transformation process. So these are all the techniques which are against by some portion of people, and scientists have now developed techniques to remove these marker genes before the crops are developed. So these are some of the negativity and challenges which are faced in biotechnology field. Okay, so for the overall discussion session, we have discussed about the opportunities and challenges in biotechnology field. So we have discussed a lot of points, even in opportunity and challenges. So let us conclude our discussion today. And the biotech show is going to end by saying thank you to all our speakers and audience. Thank you everyone for joining and having the discussion session together.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.